What's up, everybody? Jayville Sports here with my sports betting picks video, college football edition. It is week 2 of the college football season, and we have a big Saturday ahead of us. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. What I like to do with college football is I like to do what's called a long shot parlay. I give out a ton of free picks throughout the week, but since there's so many games during the college football Saturday, I don't want to come on here and just give out one play. So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of different plays, but I kind of do it a little bit different. What I do is I do what's called a long shot parlay. It's my fun way of giving you guys a bunch of different plays that I like. I throw them all together into what I call a long shot parlay. Obviously, I would love to hit it. I've hit it a bunch of times, but the main goal of the long shot parlay is just to give you guys a bunch of different plays. Pluck out your favorites, do some straight bets, do some smaller parlays, whatever you guys want to do with the plays, it's up to you. But like I said, I do a long shot parlay just to have fun with it. I'm playing with house money, and that's what I like to do for college football. I do intentionally leave out my best plays for Saturday because I save those for those of you who are a part of the village, meaning you are signed up to receive my plays each and every day in all sports. If you're interested in that, check out the website, jayvillesportspicks.com. That's where to go to sign up. Find the big blue button in the upper right hand corner. It will take you to a page which will list all the different packages that are available, and use promo code NFLBACK30. For the NFL coming back, I have a promo for you guys. It will give you 30% off any package of your choosing. So check out jayvillesportspicks.com to sign up to be a part of the village and use promo code NFLBACK30, all one word, all capital letters, and you'll get that 30% off. While you're at the website, check out the promotions tab. I have a few promotions on there. If you're looking for a sports book, if you're looking for some bonuses, if you play daily fantasy and you like to do prop bets, Thrive Fantasy is an up-and-coming platform. It is so much fun. They have a lot of contests that can win you big money. So check out Thrive Fantasy. Click on the banner at my website, and you'll get a special sign-up bonus. Again, that's Thrive Fantasy, and you'll find that in the promotions tab at my website, jayvillesportspicks.com. I'll also put a link in the description of this video as well, so you can check it out there. All my social media pages, all that good stuff is all in the description of this video. So if you ever have any questions about anything, you can hit me up in a number of different places. But other than that, let's go ahead and move on to today's long shot parlay, our first edition of 2021. Let's go ahead and get to it. So this is a 10-team parlay. So to save you guys some time, not to make this too drawn out, too boring, I'm not going to go deep into any of these games. I'm going to quick hit these games and then we'll move on. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. All right, let's start with Iowa versus Iowa State, a battle between two top 10 teams. You know, whenever these two teams get together, it is a slugfest, and I don't think this year is going to be any different. I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. It looks like winds, looking at weather, that's one of the things I like to look at every Friday night, more on Saturday morning, is to look at the weather. Is there going to be any rain, high winds? This game looks like the wind's going to be a little bit more than 15 miles per hour. Currently, obviously, check that out closer to game time. So that could affect the game a little bit, but I don't think too much. So first, let's talk about Iowa. So Iowa is strong defensively. They are always strong defensively. Their linebacker unit and secondary in particular are very, very strong this year. Iowa State's defense is loaded as well, every single level. These two teams play each other every year, so there's familiarity there. Last year, or I should say in 2019, the score was 18-17. The year before that, the score was 13-3. Iowa, I believe, won both of them. I think Iowa's won 5 or 6 in a row. So Iowa State will definitely be looking for this one at home. But I'm looking for another low-scoring game in this one, and I think that's what we're going to get. Iowa State didn't put up very many points against Northern Iowa, but I think that was more Iowa State not really trying to show much. But that was a very, very close game. I do expect big things from this Iowa State offense. But I do think in this particular game, it should be a lower scoring game. I was really tempted to go with Iowa and the points, but I'm just going to stick with the under in this parlay. So we got under 46. Let's go ahead and move on. South Alabama and Bowling Green. I'm going with another under here, under 48. This one is more of a weather play. Winds are expected to be over 20 miles per hour. South Alabama's offense struggled last year, and they could not run the ball at all. That's what they might need to do more in this game, is run the ball with higher winds. And I'm not convinced that they can do that at this point, although they are playing Bowling Green. It's tough to take unders against Bowling Green because their defense is so bad. They allowed 45 points per game last year defensively. I do think they'll improve on that one. They brought back a lot of pieces. Even though they weren't great, they still brought back some experience. So I do think they'll be better this year. Last week, they gave up 38 points to Tennessee. Tennessee is a much better team than South Alabama. So I think that was a little bit of an improvement. But these are two offensively challenged teams. Combine that with the weather, I think we're going to get a lower scoring game. I'm going with the under 48 in that one. Let's make it 3 in a row. Air Force and Navy under 41. This is a low total. Whenever the military teams get together, it's always a low total. I always still take the under, and more times than not, it goes under. It's just the way it is. Air Force, Navy, Army, these teams know each other very, very well. There's no secrets here. There's no trick plays that they have not seen already. So I'm just always looking to play unders, and this week is no different. Air Force is replacing all 5 starters on their O-line this year, so it's going to take them some time to gel. I think that hurts them offensively. Navy's offense, they were really, really bad last year. They barely averaged 16 points per game. They were just awful. Obviously, I do think they will improve this year, but I mean, how much can they improve from one year to the next? I think they'll improve, but it won't be by that much. Again, these two teams know each other very well. 41 is a low total, but I am going to go with the low total. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, and we don't have a total here. I'm going with Pittsburgh money line against Tennessee. Again, I just mentioned Tennessee, so this is a good game here. I'm very interested to see this one. I always like to see the SEC versus other conferences. Most people believe the SEC is the best conference in the nation, so I always like to see them go against other conferences. But Tennessee in particular, I'm looking to fade them early in this season rather than later. They bring in a new head coach and a new scheme. It's just going to take them some time to get it all together, especially against good teams. And I do think Pittsburgh is a good team. 5th-year starter Kenny Pickett returns for Pittsburgh. I take a team on the road in a hostile environment. I have to be able to trust the quarterback, and that is the case here with Pittsburgh. They have a good defense. They have an experienced offense, and I think they can get the job done against Tennessee, a Tennessee team that is currently in transition. I'm going with Pittsburgh money line. I think that's going to be a close game that Pittsburgh can squeak out. We're going with another under. I'd like to play unders early in the college football season, as you can tell. As we get later on in the year and we start to figure these teams out, and then I start to play more overs, but I like to play more unders early on. So Houston, they struggled last week at home against Texas Tech. Texas Tech, we know they are no defensive juggernaut. So for Houston to struggle, I think that says a lot. Houston is just, the last few years, they are just not explosive at all. Last year in particular, they had 3 plays over 40 yards. That ranks near the bottom of the league. And these are the types of teams I like to take unders with, teams that take a long time to score points. Rice is another team that has struggled offensively, but their defense did step up last year. The defense improved a lot last year. They returned most of their big pieces, so I think that can continue here. And again, Houston is struggling. Both these teams struggle offensively, so I'm looking for a defensive battle in this one. I'm going under 52. Let's keep it moving. We have NC State and Mississippi State. This is another one. We have an SEC team going up against a ACC team. NC State, they were a fun team to watch last year. They were a big surprise, so I'm really interested to see how this one plays out. Offensively, they're a balanced team. I like their quarterback. He has a lot of weapons on the outside. Their backfield, their running backs are also really good as well. So this team can beat you in multiple ways. For Mississippi State, so we know Mike Leach took over last year, bringing his air raid offense, and it just hasn't really taken off just yet. I think it's going to take another year or so as he gets the pieces that he needs to really run the offense the way he needs to. So I think Mississippi State, they're just not going to be that good this year. Like I said, I was really surprised by NC State last year. I think they're better this year. I think at both of these teams' current form, I like NC State better. I think it says a lot that NC State is favored in this game on the road. I think it could be a little bit of an overreaction. I might be falling for this one, but I'm going to take NC State anyway. Let's go ahead and move on. We have another money line play here. Another good game. Week 2, we have a lot of top teams that are playing lesser opponents, but we do have a few good games sprinkled in here, and this is one of them. Utah State and BYU. This is a rivalry game. These two teams do not like each other one bit. But I just was not impressed with BYU last week against Arizona. I had BYU on a teaser, so I did win a good amount of money last week with BYU. They covered with the teaser. But like I said, I just was not impressed. I'm not high on Arizona this year, and for Arizona to hang around, I think it said more about BYU than it did about Arizona. You know, BYU, obviously, they had a great season last year. They lost their quarterback to the NFL, so we knew they weren't going to be as good this year. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get back to where they were in current forms. I think Utah is the better team. I like what I saw from Utah last week. I like their coach. They got Brewer from Baylor transferred over. They always have good quarterback play, good running backs, solid defense always. It's going to be a close game. Like I said, these rivalry games are always close, always tough. It's going to be a battle here, but I think when it's all said and done, I think Utah will come away with the victory. So I'm going Utah money line in this one. Next, we're going to go with Washington and Michigan. I'm going with another under, but this one I'm going to go first half under. It's kind of going back and forth between full game and first half. I really wanted to get that 24. 24 in the first half is a key number, but I'm going to settle with 23.5. So Washington lost last week to Montana. Now, Montana is one of the top FCS teams. But come on, they lost 13-7. This team offensively is a mess. They have a cluster of injuries at the wide receiver position. Don't love their quarterback play currently. Now they travel on the road to the big house. What can we expect from this Washington team? I do think they're going to be better than they were last week, even though they're playing a better team. But I do think early in this game, I think it's going to be a struggle. One thing that they can lean on is their defense. They have a top defense every single year, and this year is no difference. They bring back a ton of talent, and I don't trust this Michigan offense. They look decent in Western Michigan. We'll see how they do against a much better defense. And Michigan's defense, I think, will improve as well. Last year, their defense wasn't great, but they do bring back a lot of pieces. I think they will be improved. They only gave up 2 touchdowns to Western Michigan, so they looked pretty good last week. Again, this is a step up in competition, but I'm not expecting a whole lot of offense from either of these teams early on in this game. These are two teams that have struggled in big games, both in conference and out of conference. So I think it's going to get off to a slow start. I'm going to go with the first half under 23 in this one. To finish up this 10-teamer, I went with 2 money lines. Minnesota is at home against Miami of Ohio, and Notre Dame is at home against Toledo. Both should be able to take care of business and get the W at home. So that is a 10-team parlay where 100 is going to pay $10,527 for me. When it comes to long shot parlays, I typically like to do a parlay where the payout is $10,000 or more. It's just a number that I kind of been going with. But that wraps it up. That is our first long shot parlay of this college football season. We'll see how it goes. Said I'm not expecting to hit this. Obviously, I would love to hit this. I've hit this a few times before. It's my fun way of giving you guys a bunch of different plays that I like. For example, if you were already leaning NC State, you can see I also like NC State, so maybe that'll give you a little bit more confidence in that play. Or if you were looking at over in the Iowa State game and you see that I'm on the under, not to say that I'm right and you're wrong, but maybe you look at that game a little bit closer. It's just my fun way of giving guys a bunch of different plays. What you do with those plays is up to you. You can throw in the long shot parlay with me, have some fun with me, or like I said, you can plug out your favorites, do some smaller parlays, do some straight bets. It's up to you what you want to do. You can fade me if you want to fade me. Like I said, it's all up to you, but it's my fun way of giving you guys a bunch of different plays. There's so many games every college football Saturday. I don't want to come on here and just give out one play. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I want to give you guys a bunch of different plays, and this is my fun way of doing it. And hopefully in the meantime, we can hit a few of these long shot parlays throughout the season and just make some serious cash. But I'll say this again, parlays, especially long shot parlays, are not the way to build your bankroll. You want to do some smart straight bets. Teasers, if you do, teasers are better in the NFL than they are in college, but we did hit a long shot teaser last week in college. You do want to be smart with your teasers. Stick to 2, maybe 3 team teasers. Smaller teasers, smaller parlays is what you want to go with, but straight bets is probably going to be your best bet when it comes to building your bankroll. But there are a lot of different strategies out there. Just depends on your betting style. So that is going to wrap it up from me. 10 college football plays for this Saturday, September the 11th. Good luck with all of your plays. Enjoy your guys' Saturday. Again, if you want my full card for Saturday, which will include WNBA, college football, MLB, go to jvillesportspicks.com to receive my best bets in all of those sports. Don't forget to use promo code NFLBACK30, all one word, all capital letters. It'll get you 30% off any package of your choosing. I make the packages already super cheap as it is. A few dollars a day will get you all of my plays in all sports. And in addition to that, you can use a promo code to make it even cheaper. So that is going to wrap it up from me. Again, enjoy you guys this Saturday. Enjoy week 2 of college football. Stay tuned for my NFL video, which will come out sometime on Saturday. That will include my NFL long shot teaser, and also I'll have an NFL straight bet as well. So that's going to wrap it up from me. Enjoy the games and sweep the board.